It is day 5 of Thriftmas, and I am going to share with you not only my Thriftmas haul, but 5 things to look out for when you're sourcing at the Goodwill Outlet. If that sounds amazing to you, hit that like button and stay tuned.
Three queens Brazil where the deals just shine. Boss ladies on the grind every single time. From fitness to new, they got the fashion view. Step into their world, you feel brand new. Got Gucci, got Prada, got everything you crave. Their passion for fashion is what they bravely gave. Brazil game strong and the ladies in command. Three queens Brazil taking over the land.
Hey friends, it is Stephanie with 3 Queens Resell, and if you are new here, welcome. I am losing my voice, but I am trudging on. We have day 5 of Thriftmas, which I can finally say. And I'm also going to share with you, I spend a lot of time at the Goodwill Outlet, so I'm going to share with you some things to look out for. And so we're going to mix those things in the haul. So hit that like button and let's get into it. So we're going to start off with the first thing that you need to think about or look out for when you are sourcing at the Goodwill Outlet. Well, let me preface this by saying I am a Goodwill Bins Outlet stan. I go there regularly. I go to my favorite one on Franklin Road in Indianapolis, Indiana. I know the staff there. So I am a Goodwill Outlet stan. But even with that, I feel like a lot of people are scared to go for whatever reasons. I know some of the reasons are that they feel like that the lower end of our community or the poor people are there. And I could say that is not true. There are some poor people there, but there's also some people, wealthy people. My thing is, you just don't know about people, so there's no dangerous people there. I'll say that. Like I've never felt like unsafe there. So keep that in mind. But that's not even my first thing. I just wanted to preface this that I like the Goodwill Outlet. So of course, I come from that perspective, but I do want to share with you some things to consider when you are sourcing. You've depleted all the things in your own house, and you're ready to take your reselling business to the next level and start sourcing for items. At the Goodwill Outlet, aka the bins, these are the things to look out for. I know that was complicated. So first one, the condition of items. More than one time, and you guys have seen it on this channel, I have been so excited about something, thought it was perfect, inspected it there, got it home, washed it, and in the haul I find a hole in the seam that I didn't see because I was too excited or I didn't look. So items at the Goodwill Outlet may not be thoroughly inspected or tested for functionality. So if you are buying something that plugs in, something electrical, they do have electrical outlets there, and you can kind of scooch it over there and at least plug it in to see if it will power on. But you should carefully inspect the goods for damage, missing parts, or defects. If you can find, a lot of dresses come with belts. If you can find the 2 pieces, that's amazing. But most of the time, I cannot find a belt to save my life. So think about that and avoid picking up subpar items. There are so many amazing items at the Goodwill Outlet that you don't have to settle for things that need a lot of peeling, like sweater shaving or repairs. No matter what the brand, how great the brand is, throw that shit. I'm gonna stop cussing. Throw that stuff back and find something else. So let's get into today's Thriftmas haul. I think there's 21 items here, and I spent $21, but there's 2 pair of shoes. So let's start with Old School Chico's. This is Chico's blazer. I picked it up because I like this eyelet detail, and it is a 3, which is an extra large, and it is a longer length, and someone will want this for spring. So we will get that listed. Hopefully get 25 for that. Then these are our size 20 women's LL Bean shorts. LL Bean does do well. There is a market for it on the resale, especially plus size. We're going to get those listed. Once again, looking for between 20 to 30 for those. These I were on the fence about, but I only had an hour because I can only do one rotation. These are a size 30. They are the legging jean by Gap. And they have this print on there. I think I am actually going to put this in our whatnot auction. Now, I mean, not that Gap doesn't sell well. I just have a lot to list. So, and I need stuff to auction for the rest of the month. These are Jamie Saddock shorts. They're going to sit till summer, till spring or summer. But then at that point, I should get between $20 to $30 for them. And these are a size 12. Great size in this periwinkle blue. So next thing that you need to look out for when you're sourcing at the Goodwill Outlet. We already talked about the condition of the items, how it could be sketch. But most of them are great. Point number 2 is the fact that there is no return policy. Typically, so before COVID, our Goodwills were no returns because they had fitting rooms and you could try the things on and they did not allow returns. Now, the fitting rooms never opened back up after COVID. They store stuff in them now, at least at the ones that I've been to. And so there is a return policy. If the things don't fit, you can bring them back at the regular Goodwill, but not at the Goodwill Outlet. At the Goodwill Outlet, there is a strict no return policy. Once an item is purchased, the sale is considered final, and resellers need to be confident in their selection. You need to be sure that you want this because you have no recourse if the item doesn't sell or there's some undisclosed issues with it. Everything at the Goodwill Outlet is as is. So if you get a Louis Vuitton there and you like, oh, I thought it was real, but it's not. It's not. And there are plenty of fake bags at the bins. So listen to your girl. No returns. Next up, these are Adidas. These are size 10, like golf short, plaid. Because of the nature of the Goodwill Outlet, I shop all seasons. And if I'm on the fence about something, and it's not in season, I'll throw it back. But most of the time, I shop all seasons. This one is new with tag. And it is a 3X. It's the brand Justify. It will go in our plus size auction. Put that with my new with tag pile. And then we have this kids snowsuit. This is fleece line. It's a 24 months. It will go in our kids auction. This is Land's End, I think. Yes, this is Land's End. It is a 1X maxi or midi length t-shirt dress, navy blue. We'll list that as well, hoping to get somewhere between 18 and 25 for that. So our next, number 3, the bins is a competitive environment, especially for shoes and some hard goods. People are going to run, they're going to push, they're going to shove. So if you are not about that life, that's fine. Just shop the bins that no one is in currently. So when they roll out the new bins, they do the rotation. They don't change every row. They might change rows 1 through 5. Go source rows 6 through 10. Because everybody's going to go to the brand new bins and be super aggressive. So The outlets can be crowded and competition among resellers can be fierce. I feel like we're all looking for things and everybody's really friendly. And I don't do a lot of graphic tees. Um, so if I see something cool or vintage, I'll be like, hey, do you want this? And people have done that. I found a Coogee sweater in the bins, and a guy, he didn't know that I knew what it was. So he offered me to pay me $20 for it. And I was like, no, thank you. I'll keep it. And I flipped that bad boy for $125. So, it is a competitive environment, and so it is not a leisurely shopping experience like going to a boutique or mall. It's you got to put your back into it. It's some work, so you have to be prepared for that. It's essential that you stay focused while you're searching through the items and that you take your time, as the best finds might require that you be quick, be patient, um, but also you can't think about it. If you're on the fence about it, I always put those things at the front of my cart, because if you don't take it out of the bin, you're going to forget where it was, or someone else is going to take it. So even I do that with partials too. So even if I have a partial of something, like it's a set of pajamas, I'll put it at the front of my basket. And then if I don't find it before I leave the other part, I'll just toss it back. So that's point number 3. Be prepared for a competitive environment. Next up, out of our haul, we have this T dress. The brand is T. It is a girl size 10. I hesitated because the older girls get, the less likely they are to want to wear these brands, because my daughter is 10. Actually, I don't know that she would let me put this on her. That she would wear that. So the older the girls get, like, I know she would not wear that. Like, she would not want to wear it. Under duress, she might put it on, but she would not want to wear it. But there is maybe a girl out there that would, and T Collection is a good brand. I got a bunch of cardigan sweaters because I feel like people are going back in the office the first of the year. This is loft size large, and it's purple, and they don't want to spend money on this stuff. Computer back. They don't want to spend money on office wear. Not a lot of money anyway. Okay. This one, I love this. I hope it didn't have a liner. I've got to look up comps. It's a 2X, and it is torrid, and it is this floral button down. I think you need to, I know you need to, wear a tank or something under it. We're going to list this. I normally would put it in the plus size auction, but I'm going to list that because we need to list some things. This is another cardigan in this kind of mustardy color. It's a medium. When I was teaching school, I had cardigans in every color. It was part of my uniform. This is Jane and Delancey, a little tie-dye sweatshirt. This is a size small, and we are going to put that in our dollar store auctions. Well, we'll get to tip number 4. Number 4 thing that you need to be aware of if you're going to source at the Goodwill Outlet. There is inconsistent inventory. It is sometimes feast, where I have Johnny Was, Free People. I find 6 pair of Lululemon. And then it's time where I promise you it's all Faded Glory, Wild Fable, St. John's Bay, low-end brands, that Sonoma brands that I am not really looking for anymore in my resale career. So be aware of that. The inventory at the Goodwill Outlet can be unpredictable and highly variable. Shoes, one time, there are 10 bins of shoes, and I promise you there was not a mate of any of the shoes. It was just all single shoes. It was so frustrating. Resellers may not always find what what they need, like to match their niche, your niche, or your market. Since I am a clothing seller, women's clothing, shoes, and accessories, I do some men's. I do kids. So it's a great place for me. But if you are a vintage clothing seller or goods clothing seller or athletic shoes clothing seller, it can be harder to find things. But since I sell everything, it's easy for me. So more to the story, sell everything. No, just kidding. You do what you do. So make sure you are flexible and adaptable, and you are willing to, you know how much inventory you want to bring in, and you have a plan for getting it. So if Franklin Road is out of clothing, where else can I go to source clothing? That's crazy because they're never going to be out of clothing, but you get the point. So keep that in mind. We have more from the haul. These are shoes. They are size torrid, 11 wide. I'm hoping to get between 20 and 30 for these. They are open toe sandal. A third of the country is in what I call never cold weather and can always dress like this. So that is, a reason to buy cold weather or warm weather items year round. Now, I went back and forth on this one because I'm trying to get out of sweater shaving these days, but it's Banana Republic, size medium, and this is part of their Italian yarn collection, and these sweaters do well, and especially since it's a neutral color, perfect for a capsule wardrobe. So I'm going to put that to the side so I can remember to sweater shave it. Next up is, this is ASOS, and it is a US size 14 little sundress, and we will put this in our auction, our dollar store auction. And for some reason, I like ASOS. This one is Gap Kids Factory, and it is a little dress. Got a little dress. And our kids, we have $2 shows that have those brands like Gap Kids, Matilda Jane, the higher end brands, Bowden. And then we have our dollar shows that are going to have the Cat and Jack. I can't think of them. Granimals, Carter's, the lower end brands. Next up, this is Listicle. It is a size large. I picked it up because I like the bell sleeve and the smock neckline. We'll put that in our dollar store auction. Super lightweight, and someone will love it. This next one is the brand Morel. It is the Select Wick, size large scoop neck, or size medium cream base layer. Great for outdoor adventures. We will put that in our auction as well. And back to the list. The fifth reason that you think you need to look out for when you are sourcing at the Goodwill Outlet is limited information. You need to have your phone charged because no one's going to tell you anything. So when I say limited information, I'm talking about limited information about the items. The Goodwill staff will not have detailed information about any of the items, their authenticity, or anything. They just push the stuff out in the bins. So that could be challenging if you're like, should I get it? Should I but if you have your phone and you can do your own research, then problem solved. Limited information also has to do with the culture of the Goodwill Outlet. I have 3 Goodwill outlets within central Indiana, and I've been to all 3, and things are different at each one. So for instance, at Franklin Road, you cannot line your car up. You have to be lined up around behind the blue line. And they have this blue line so that when they're rotating, you're not in the way. But there is this spot by the door next to the carts that I like to line up at, which is fine as long as I stay at my cart. But if I don't stay at my cart and I go to the bathroom, my cart is subject to get thrown back. My stuff is subject to get thrown back. So if I leave my cart there, I always make a buddy and say, hey, I'm going to the bathroom. Watch my cart, please. Don't let them throw my stuff back. So there's those type of rules like that. And I think the first time you go to the Goodwill Outlet, you're going to be intimidated and overwhelmed. The first time I went, I didn't go back for like 6 months. It was just not a place. I was like, I don't need to do that, and now it's like second nature to me. So give it a couple of tries. And like I said, it takes a minute to learn the culture of the bins. So the one that you are at, so go to the same one, get comfortable there, and then branch out to other ones. Overall, the Goodwill Outlet is an amazing place for resellers to support their businesses because, like I said, the cost of goods is by the pound. And so it doesn't matter what you're sourcing, whether it's hard goods, shoes, accessories. You can set a budget and be like, okay, I can afford to get 10 pounds of things today. And you can pick out the 10 things that you want. You can stay there all day and pick out the 10 pounds of items that you want, the brands that you want, the quality that you want. Now you're going to have to hunt for them, but you can pick out what you want. And so I think it's just an awesome opportunity. And at the same time, it's an awesome opportunity for you to get to know new brands because the cost of goods is so low. So while I'm sharing with you some things to look out for, there are so many positives to consider when you are thinking about sourcing at the Goodwill Outlet that it is definitely worth you giving it a chance. So last 2 items in the haul, we have another cardigan sweater. This one is a size medium and it is Charter Club. I love this burnt orange color. So we sold a Charter Club cardigan maybe this week. I'm behind on what sold. I'm going to catch up after I have this colossal Christmas party for my daughter's cheer team. I'll be back on track. Then it gets for Thriftmas. These are Vince Camuto and they are an ankle booty. Our ankle boots have been flying out of here. And so whenever I get a chance, I am picking them up. I have a bunch of shoes though that I shouldn't even be sourcing because I have a bunch of shoes to clean. So I kind of have a rule with myself that once my counter downstairs gets too full, I can't source anymore until I clean the shoes that I have. But I violated that because it's my business and I can do what I want to. I can't find the size on here, but we will before we list them. But here they are. And that is it for today's haul. I hope you found value in this video. If you have, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share my video on your socials. We are working really hard to get monetized here at Three Queens, so be sure to watch the playlist I have linked above and at the end of this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Three Queens, Brazil, where the deals just shine. Boss ladies on the grind every single time. From victims to new, they got the fashion view. Step into their world, you feel brand new. Got Gucci, got Prada, got everything you crave. Their passion for fashion is what they bravely gave. Brazil getting strong and the ladies in command. Three Queens, Brazil, taking over the land.